Hello, hello. The level 65 leather worker quest given to us by Atelloune, just to the southeast of the Leather Workers Guild, where we have started to display Enion's, the little boy who's a taxidermist, to display his masterwork. Yeah, level 65 quest is called The Value of Life. Here we go. Ah, number 72. Have you heard word of our work? Oh, of course you've heard. How could you not when our Dalmo is the talk of the town? Yet even so, I find it curious no one has inquired about its distinctive hair and hooves. You would think such stark differences from your typical Dalmo would compel even a handful of people to ask. No matter, it will be all we can do to keep inquirers, gosh dang it, I got this. Inquirers at bay when we present them with our next mount, the mighty bear. Not just any bear, mind you, but the rapacious grizzly bear, indigenous to the lands bordering Gyr Abania. Sadly, the fruit that serves as a staple of their diet has grown increasingly scarce in the wake of the calamity, and as their food supply dwindles, so too do their numbers. Though there is little we can do to restore their primary source of sustenance, we can still do our part to let people know of their plight. Now then, make your way to East End. When you arrive, I would suggest speaking with the soldiers stationed at Castrum Oriens to learn precisely where the bears can be found. If I'm doing her voice differently, sorry. It's been several days and I've done a lot of quests and a lot of voices, and I shall remain here to keep watch over the Dalmo Mount and for any wayward souls that may seek enlightenment. You heard Miss Atelloune. Let's get going to Gyr Abania, says Enion. Hopefully the soldiers can point us in the right direction. Yeah. I believe that is basically where East Shroud meets the fringes. I'll teleport nonetheless. 204. Surprised it costs that much, but it's fine. If you want it slightly cheaper but still pretty quick, you can just teleport to East Shroud and then fly from there pretty easily. Back at the gate, like almost right next to the gatekeep, is Enion to continue. We can ask more people if we split up. Could you try asking around the eastern side of the base? I'll stay around the main gate and see what I can learn. Don't spam me. Okay. It seems I'm supposed to go over here, and yet this building... Okay, here we go. Here's a serpent scout sitting with his back to a tree, just kind of chilling. A spearman. You're after grizzly bears. There used to be plenty of them to the south near Bittermill. Can't say I see too many of them now, though. I know there's a fate that has bears. I do not know if they are populated aside from that. Back to Enion near the gate. So there used to be a lot of bears near Bittermill? I nod. Bears near Bittermill. I guess the fruit they like to eat must have grown there. If it still does, there may be a few bears in the area. Let's have a look. Alright, but let me... Okay. These quests don't, at any point in time... See, there's bears. What levels are my... Level 56 would mean I don't get as much benefit from that, so it's not worth it. Oh fuck, it's level 60? Oh, even less benefit from it. Gosh dang, I thought the bears were level 57, so I thought maybe it'd be, yeah, so. Nope. There's one here I really hate. And it's followed up by another one, like in the exact same spot that I also hate. It's not this one. I think it's like down in this area somewhere, but you're helping out. I don't even remember. Yeah, anyway. There's a town here that's abandoned. Plays a pretty big role in white mage quests from somewhere in the 60 to 70 range. Because that is this expansion. Here's Enion by a big tree. Are you alright? I thought I was safe when I reached Bittermill, but instead I only found more monsters to chase me. It wasn't all bad though. When I was running, I saw a grizzly bear near the river. Come on, maybe there's one we can use for the mount. But we don't kill them, right? Like, that was the whole point of the Dalma. We found one that was, or we asked the Oak Vanu. Oh, yeah, here's a dead bear. Okay. Big black grizzly bear, dang. Cutscene. I'll probably grab somewhere, yeah. It's dead. Yeah, dude. Isn't that the whole point? We take the dead ones. And look at these scars. I'm not sure if we can use this for a mount, but I doubt we're like to find another one. I don't see any scars. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to try. Can you help me ready the pelt? Let's grab this as our... Like I said, I was probably going to grab something in this cutscene. Okay. I nod to him. Cutscene goes black. You skin the bear, but its pelt is marred with gashes. Dang. What did it fight? Well, I suppose we have our pelt. A shame it's in such poor condition. Let's head back to Gyr Abania for now. Maybe Miss Atelloune can think of something to do with it. Yeah, you can just... depending on... Actually, I guess it doesn't necessarily depend on what it was killed by. But... You're just like putting on display a bear that died of unknown causes, but not uncommon, you know? A fight with another bear, a fight with people with spears and swords, as, you know, happens in this world. You know, tons of reasons it could have happened. Back to Atelloune. Finally, you're back. If you would help, if you would deign to keep me waiting for this long, I can only assume you have brought an immaculate specimen for the exhibition. We hand over the Velodinia grizzly bear hide. Cutscene. No. The pelt is ruined. What is the meaning of this? What happened? I'm sorry, Miss Atelloune. The grizzly bear was already covered in scrapes and scars when we found it. There was no telling when we'd find another, so we skinned it as best we could and came back. I see. I appreciate your effort, but I'm afraid there's nothing we can do with a pelt in such poor condition. My options are we cannot let the bear's sacrifice be wasted, or we can use it to make something else. We cannot let the bear's sacrifice be wasted. She nods to me. If you believe you can make something of this pelt, then perhaps. The only question is what? Miss Atelloune, Mercy, could we make it into clothing? Something I can wear as a reminder of the bear's sacrifice and why we're working to make these animal mounts. An excellent idea, number 71. Number 72, I imagine working with a skin such as this will prove difficult, so I would suggest making something simple. A nice pair of gloves, perhaps. When you've finished, give them to number 71. She hands me the materials back. And as with all these quests, you get the materials already. If you screw up, I think you'd probably talk to her again to get more. I don't know. Anyway, click here, level or special recipes, class, make sure you got the right one. Although you won't have materials for any of the other ones. But grizzly bear gloves, level 65, I'm not worried, I made 66, we're cool. We will start with muscle memory. I don't have the counterpart for quality yet. We got a proc, so we'll use it. I can't do any of the other progress stuff until I've finished with the quality. Honestly, yeah, I'm still gonna use innovation. Why not? I'm not gonna run out of CP for this at all. We can end this with... I need exactly 500, that's kind of rare. And we would fall short just a little. Oh wait, this would get us there. Yeah, let's do that, it's cheaper. And my buff wore off. I need 221 progress. I can't get that by doing either of these. I'll just do a veneration. And then, yeah, careful. I had a feeling careful synth would do it, and I didn't think that basic synth would, but there you have it. Not hard at all. I still had plenty of CP left to use Master's Mend if I screwed up. A couple times, probably. Here's Enian for the turn-in. I know the pelt was in rather poor shape, but I hope you managed to make something of it. Hand over the HQ Grizzly Bear gloves, which did need to be HQ'd, but not hard. I do have level 65 HQ gear. Just the gear, not the accessories. I'm going to be making those after I do all of the level 65 crafting quests. But wow, you really did it. These gloves look amazing. I certainly hope they fit all right. Cutscene. Why a young boy needs black grizzly bear gloves. Okay, they're leather. They're not like furry. Okay. Working bear skin into gloves is no easy feat, but their durability and resilience to cold makes it worth the effort. Why, you can scarcely even notice the material was tarnished prior to the making. He nods. He looks at the gloves. The leather is so smooth. It's like nothing ever happened. He smiles at me. Thank you so much, Mercy. I'll cherish them always. You've done well, number 72. Though I wish to add a grizzly bear to our collection of animal mounts, I will not ask that you risk the dangers of Gyr Abania for another. Scarce as they are, I doubt you will find one. These gloves must serve as testament to the rarity of this poor creature now on the brink of extinction. But there are still myriad species in equally dire straits. It is up to us to make the realm aware of their struggles and to preserve their grace and beauty for future generations. I don't know why we're shocked by this. I thought that was our goal. I don't know. Indeed, our work is far from over. Until I've decided on our next subject for mounting, I pray you will use your time wisely and prepare. 1,758,750 experience points, a very good 2639 gil, 250 earth crystals, Dolmen iron head knife. I don't know if I have better than that. We'll see. I probably do. Manipulation restores 5 points of durability after each step for the next 8 steps. 96 CP cost. I know. Okay. Manipulation is really fun, especially because... Okay, so... Oh, let's talk it. And then gear-wise, I have made HQ versions of all of these. Literally. So, I'll just take 3,000 gil. Thank you very much. I did not level me up, that's funny. But I was pretty low into 68. Yeah. So, okay. Manipulation costs 2 less CP, which is basically nothing. Waste not 2. For 8 steps, everything you do that costs durability costs 50% less. Okay? That's cool by itself. Manipulation means that everything you do gives you back 5 points of durability, which is basically the same thing as saying it costs you half, but this also gives you durability back when you do things that don't cost durability, like Veneration, Innovation, Tricks of the Trade. That's pretty much most of the ones you actually will be using. Kind of forgot I had this one. I've never had a reason to use Great Strides, to be entirely honest. Got Prudent Touch a few levels ago. Still haven't really had any need to use that. At 69, we'll get the quality counterpart to Muscle Memory. I think it's called Reflexes or something like that. But still, it's you have a choice on every craft if you want to use Muscle Memory first on the first step or the quality version of it. And it doesn't always make a difference. I generally say if you're not going to be able to use the buff provided after the use of muscle memory that lasts for 5 steps, then in a lot of cases just going with the 300% efficiency for quality is better. And it gives you a bonus stack of Inner Quiet, just like Precise Touch does. So It's cool stuff. I've never used manipulation. I would like to figure it out. I'd be curious if you, like, because a lot of crafts I will start with waste not 2 and then go into all this stuff. I wonder what would happen if you just start with manipulation. Because you wouldn't... See, the thing is, I think manipulation would be great on crafts that you start with a muscle memory or the reflex or whatever it's going to be called. Let me just figure that out. Reflect. I knew it was like a something else. Yeah. So if you use those first, you're just down 10 quality or durability right away, right? And then you use manipulation, which doesn't give you... It uses a step, but doesn't use durability. It uses your CP, obviously. And then I'd generally go into my innovation rotation, so that gives me 5 back, which means they were only down 5 from like 40 or whatever we start with. And then blah, 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 blah. So we'll see. I kind of want to start using this. I've never used it on Culinary, and I'm curious to. I just kept using Waste Not 2. I just breezed past manipulation, just never... Yeah. Anywho, Atelloune, Enyon, and myself, and Toro Gyro. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking with me while I bantered on about what things might be cool for whatever. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.